FM.
Keep it locked on. The sound of your city.
Let's go. Are you ready to rock with us? 96.5 Rapid FM. In your ears all day long and all night. 24/7 radio. We are 96.5 Rapid FM.
Tụgharịara m ahịrịokwu a n'olu Igbo. I am very serious. I am very serious.
Nna adim ezigbo serious. Oge nna adim ezigbo serious.
Omeke ọkọrọ afọ n'ala. Sonyere anyị n'oge ihe omume ọkachamara kpọbata ma họrọ ajụjụ gị. Ọkachamara na-abịara gị na Rapid 96.5 FM Ụmụahịa kwa Thursday niile ozugbo o jiri ọkara gafee elekere 3. Asụsụ Igbo ga-adị o.
Rapid Rush, only on Rapid 96.5 FM.
The time is 7 o'clock. A very good evening to you and welcome to the news at 7 on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. Today is Tuesday, 6th February 2024. First, the headlines. Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Cardoso appears before House of Representatives. Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike students protest over hike in school fees. And on the foreign scene, United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken to meet Egyptian president on Gaza hostage deal. I am Moses Ben with the news. Details shortly. Please do well to stay with us.
Every day, every story. If it matters to you, depend on our news team to bring you the latest.
Welcome back. Now the news in full. Central Bank of Nigerian Governor Olayemi Cardoso has appeared before the House of Representatives to speak on the state of the economy. Appearing before the lawmakers during plenary in Abuja, Cardoso briefed them on the free fall of the naira and other issues affecting the monetary side of the economy.
These reports acknowledge the potential reversal of the deterioration in the country's fiscal and external position due to the authorities' reform efforts. While recognizing the painful adjustments, these all point to a direction that will unlock much needed growth and development for our economy in the medium to long term. Honorable members, I acknowledge that despite these commendations, the concerns regarding the cost of living and currency rates remain. Short-term volatility attributed to arbitrage and speculation have been an issue.
He listed the guidelines set outside by the CBN to address the exchange rate in the country.
To address exchange rate volatility, a comprehensive strategy has been initiated to enhance liquidity in the forex market. This includes unifying FX market segments, clearing outstanding FX obligations, introducing new operational mechanisms for BDCs, enforcing the net open position limits, and adjusting the remunerable standard deposit facility cap. Honorable members, we understand the economic costs of these developments, not just for the economy, but also as they affect ordinary Nigerians. Honorable members, these measures aimed at ensuring a more market-oriented mechanism for exchange rate determination will boost foreign exchange inflows, stabilize the exchange rate, and minimize its pass-through to domestic inflation.
He was summoned alongside the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Ejun, the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Atiku Bagudu, and the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Zach Adedije. Federal government has released guidelines for the second phase of nationwide dry season farming. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this when he received in a courtesy visit 4 governors of Kwara, Taraba, Ondo, and Kogi states in Abuja. Kyari noted that the government was taking the second phase of dry season farming very seriously because it was a measure to curb the lingering food insecurity.
After detailed and careful evaluation of some of the glitches that characterize that phase, and with collective stakeholders' proposals, there will be an additional implementation guidelines for the second phase commencing very soon. These guidelines include, among others, there shall be a NAGS AP State Working Committee chaired by the Executive Governor or his representatives.
On their part, the state governors called on the federal government to ensure proper measures are put in place.
Our neighbors are using our food to trade. They're taking our soybeans and other stuff back to make foreign exchange for themselves. Now, that's not a bad thing. What we need to do to mitigate that is to ramp up our production, improve our yields per hectare to make sure we feed West Africa.
Since we came on board has been who are exactly our farmers? Where are the farms? And I think if we're able to collectively solve this problem, honestly, we will be amazed at the level of productivity we will get in our farms.
Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, NAOWA, has joined the global community in marking this year's World Cancer Day with an awareness summit that drew experts from the medical field. NAOWA, led by its president, Maria Lagbaja, undertook the project as part of its corporate social responsibility to bridge the gap in knowledge about the disease and to also debunk myths associated with the subject of cancer.
As we are all aware, some of those gaps, including limited access to quality healthcare facilities, financial restrictions faced by patients, and the limited awareness regarding the disease. Without any doubt, the lack of awareness, most especially, has serious consequences as it prevents many people from seeking early diagnosis and from treatment.
The special guest of honor at the event and the Chief of Administration Army, Jimmy Akbo, said the Nigerian Army will continue to support personnel and their families to treat those with different cancers, promote positive behaviors aimed at preventing and controlling cancer.
We need to identify the barriers in our barracks that prevent our families from accessing regular screening through the over 120 Nigerian Army healthcare facilities spread across the country. It is important that, having had this lecture, we raise awareness about cancer and its preventions in the barracks.
The World Cancer Day Awareness Summit held at the Army Headquarters Command Officers Mess Abuja with the theme Reducing the Scourge of Cancer in Nigeria was aimed at enlightening NAOWA members, personnel, as well as members of the public. Niger State Government has announced the introduction of Fridays for skills acquisition for pupils, students at basic level in public schools. State Commissioner for Education Hadiza Mohammed, who disclosed this at the press briefing in Mina, said the decision was adopted to enable children to acquire skills given the challenge of unemployment in the country, while revealing that Mondays to Thursdays would be purely for academics while Fridays would be dedicated only to skill acquisition for pupils. Mohammed also lamented the death of qualified teachers, saying the ministry is not resting on its oars to ensure those on grant are adequately retrained to enable them impact positively on students, stating that teachers will be drawn from across various schools in the state and trained on different skills, which they will in turn step down to their students. Students of the Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, have protested the alleged hike in their tuition fees and the denial of access to examination halls by the school authority. The protest, which disrupted academic activities, commenced when the school authorities directed that students who have not paid the new fees be denied access to the exam halls to write their papers. Our correspondent, Onwuka Kingsley, has more on this report.
Students of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Umudike, have staged a peaceful protest over the hike in school fees and the policy of no school fees, no examination. Speaking with Rapid FM, some of the students decried the harsh policy by the management, stating that the current economic hardship is affecting them in different ways following the introduction of biometrics by the school management.
I'm a final year student. I've spent 5 years in this school. From my 100 level, to be honest with you, I have not seen this type of act before.
For only 100 level, and before you pay for that money, you pay for hostel fee. And he made it compulsory. Before, bypass used to come out. Now he didn't put any bypass. At least for students to be able to pay their school fees and write exam. This man is really suffering us, and the student union government are not doing anything about it. They are just there looking at them as if Metiri Hanime. But
like me, I did my biometrics before paying my school fees, but they're saying that it's not showing. That if you did biometrics before paying your school fees, it's not showing. Even though you showed them your school fees receipt, this is just store it. It's not fair. Many people did not write exams yesterday. Imagine say you just came inside exam hall, taught people's paper. It's not fair now. It's after paying 114,000.
Regarding the protest which resulted in the destruction and damage of school facility, the Dean of Student Affairs, Mark Wosu, admitted that the protest was carried out by hoodlums, stating that the students are expected to make their payments before their examination.
There are some materials that need to be provided. Even where you're staying to read, you need to, there has to be power. All those things are really needed. And then to have all those things, you need money to procure them. And then some hoodlums eventually took over the whole thing. Because I'm not sure our students did this. People who've been looking for maybe to destroy the things in this university, in one way or the other. Those who don't like this university to exist, who are fighting against the university, maybe in one way or the other, they used some hoodlums to come and I'm not sure our students did this. Well, school reopened since September last year. We've been telling them to pay their charges. We told them the condition for writing exams. You must pay your school charges and then get a biometric capture. Then to enable you to write exam, because this isn't it. As it is now, we have to relax and then go into dialogue with the students, and then I know what to do.
Visiting the school premises a few hours after the security agency had controlled the situation, the mayor, Ikwano local government, Osinachi Waka, seek a roundtable discussion with the school management and the school union government, promising to get in touch with the vice chancellor.
It's a surprise to me. That means there might be much more than we are hearing. But being the mayor of Ikwano, I just came to see for myself and to appeal for peace and calm. None of my territory, no quarter should be in violence. And I want to talk to the student world. Let there be peace. Let there be calm. I'm assuring them within the next 48 hours, I'm going to meet the VC and make sure this is resolved. I also want to appeal to the Dean of Student Union that they should hold on the school exam for now and appease the student, because if you say no school fees and no exam, the economy is wonderful. I want to appeal to all stakeholders involved. Within the next 48 hours, let's remain calm until the root cause is given. To be Jojo is better than to be war.
During this protest, the road leading to Akwa Ibom was blocked by the students of the university, while the facility of the student union government complex were damaged, including banks in the university. Meanwhile, the school management have issued a statement of indefinite suspension of activities in the school until further notice. Onwuka Kinsley, Rapid FM News, Omaya.
Director of Gender League of Africa Development Students, Clara Tobias, has called on the government to declare female genital mutilation a criminal act so as to strengthen punishment of perpetrators. Tobias, who spoke during Rapid 96.5 FM flagship program Standpoint, emphasized on the need for the government to protect the rights of the girl child in the society and to enhance the education of the girl child, while calling on the government to create economic opportunities and a secure environment with legal protection of fundamental human rights of women as enshrined in our laws. She noted that FGM, gender-based violence and unequal representation in governance, among others, were challenges affecting women both at the local and international level, which had promoted inequality.
I feel that if the killing of albino and twins could be nipped in the bud to some extent now. It was a culture, right? It was culture that prompted people to be killing twins, and I think if that could be done, this also could be nipped in the bud. And I feel that with togetherness and of course all of us coming together to say this is a torture, like I'd call it, and fight against it, I'm very sure that even before 2030 it will surely be nipped in the bud. So I want to encourage everybody out there, if you have been mutilized, yes, you should be the one to even stand up for others, because you have gone through that and you know the pain you went through. Tell people that there should be zero tolerance to FGM, and of course we would have a word without FGM.
You're still listening to Rapid 96.5 FM News at 7. Up next is foreign and sports stories. Please do well to stay with us.
Every day, every story. If it matters to you, depend on our news team to bring you the latest.
You're welcome back to the news. And then the rest of the news. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in Cairo for a meeting with Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi as Washington works to advance a Gaza truce and hostage deal mediated by the Egyptians and Qataris. The senior U.S. diplomat left Riyadh shortly after sunrise for what is said to be a marathon day visiting Egypt and Qatar before flying to Israel to discuss hostage negotiations, post-war Gaza plans, and the prospect of Arab countries and Israel normalizing ties. Blinken's fifth trip to the region since October comes as the U.S. presses ahead with its retaliatory campaign against Iran-aligned militia, which attacked and killed U.S. troops in a military outpost in Jordan last month. In sports, Super Eagles head coach Jose Peseiro says his players must be willing to give more than 100% on the pitch when they confront South Africa. Peseiro, who praised his players for their impressive performance in the competition so far, reckoned it is important for his team to work hard against the South Africans. Nigeria and South Africa will clash in a semi-final tie at the Stade de la Paix tomorrow. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has been reportedly cleared by the team's medical doctor for the clash against South Africa. Before we go, a recap of the top stories. Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Olayemi Kaduso appears before House of Representatives. Michael Okpara University of Agriculture Umudike students protest over hike in school fees. United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken to meet Egyptian President on Gaza hostage deal. And that's the news at 7 on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city. For news coverage and eyewitness report, kindly send a message to our hotline on WhatsApp 0704-9220-965 or send an email to news@robnradiotv.com. This bulletin was produced by Kingsley Onwuka. My name is Moses Ben. Thank you so much for your time. Good evening.